Hey everyone, today we're looking at a report that Microsoft's all-star studio, The Initiative, is losing talent left and right. Elden Ring hits ridiculous sales milestones, and EA cancels its annual Play event. All that and more on this edition of the Dear Listeners Newsroom. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dear Listeners Newsroom, TRG's weekly news recap. My name is Micah Hendrick, and here are the top headlines for March 18th, 2022. It's been nearly 4 years since Phil Spencer stood on Microsoft's 2018 E3 stage and proudly announced The Initiative, a brand new mega studio helmed by top talent from the industry's best studios. At the 2020 edition of the Game Awards, we were treated to a teaser trailer for the Initiative's first project, a reimagining of the Nintendo 64 hit Perfect Dark. In September of last year, the Initiative announced that they would be partnering with Tomb Raider and Avengers developer Crystal Dynamics to bring Perfect Dark to next-gen audiences. Now this week, a distressing report comes from website Video Games Chronicle, who says that the Initiative has lost nearly half of its core development team over the last 12 months. This includes most members of the senior design team, including game director Dan Newberger, design director Drew Murray, lead level designer Chris O'Neill, principal world builder Julian Myers, as well as 2 senior writers, the project's technical director, tech art director, lead gameplay engineer, lead animator, QA lead, and more. According to VGC, who spoke with several former Initiative senior developers, there was a lack of creative autonomy and slow development progress on the project, which led to their departures. According to the sources, the wave of exits was, quote, fast and furious and was heavily blocking Perfect Dark's momentum. This report aligns nicely with the unmistakable trend that industry talent turnover is at an all-time high. This is why, for example, in the Bungie deal, Sony allocated 1/3 of the acquisition's cost, or $1.2 billion, on talent retention alone. In a statement to VGC, the Initiative studio head Daryl Gallagher responded, quote, "It's no small task to build a studio and reinvent a beloved franchise. In creating the Initiative, we set out to leverage co-development partnerships to achieve our ambitions, and we're really excited about all the progress we're seeing with our relationship with Crystal Dynamics. It's not uncommon for there to be staffing changes, especially during a time of global upheaval over the last 2 years, and there's plenty more work in front of us to deliver a fantastic Perfect Dark experience to our players," end quote. From the beginning, the Initiative was meant to be a different kind of development studio, one that maintained an excellent core of creatives to incubate wonderful ideas so that larger teams could execute on that vision. But with a core team that is apparently in massive flux, it could be a worrying sign for Perfect Dark at the very least. Now, dear listener, I'd love to hear your comments down below about this topic in particular. Is this just standard industry fare, or is this endemic of a larger problem here for Microsoft? So sound off in the comments below. Elden Ring has been the talk of the town ever since its release on February 25th, and now publisher Bandai Namco has confirmed that it's also a smash hit. In just over 2 weeks' time, Elden Ring has sold a staggering 12 million copies. For comparison, it took Dark Souls 3, FromSoftware's previous best-selling game, 4 years to sell 10 million copies. This achievement makes Elden Ring the fastest-selling third-party game ever released by a Japanese developer. The success has driven Bandai Namco to declare that Elden Ring will continue even in mediums outside of video games. From a press release, quote, "Please look forward to more of Elden Ring as an IP, characters, and other intellectual property, in hopes of expanding beyond the realm of games," end quote. Elden Ring's success mysteriously aligns with a tweet from TRG big boss Logan Sharp, declaring it might be his game of the year. So Bandai, make those royalty checks out to Logan Sharp. That's Sharp with no E. Ever since 2016, publishing giant Electronic Arts has held its annual EA Play Live event. EA was indeed the first major publisher to say no to E3 after having a long-standing relationship with the event, and that move was the start of a trend that Sony and others would eventually follow. These ripples have all but crippled the ESA, the organization responsible for E3. Now, IGN is reporting this week that EA will not be holding an EA Play event for 2022. Having forged ahead in both 2020 and 2021, it stands out that EA would take the 2022 edition off, but apparently the timing wasn't right to show off any of their marquee games. A spokesperson for EA told IGN, quote, "We love EA Play Live, and it's our way of connecting with our players and sharing what's new with all of you. However, this year things aren't lining up to show you everything in one date. We have exciting things happening at our world-class studios, and this year we'll reveal much more about these projects when the time is right for each of them. We look forward to spending time with you throughout the year." End quote. Notice that EA said throughout the year, so it sounds like we'll be getting a sprinkling of games at various shows. At this point, we'll devour any morsel of Starfield information that Bethesda gives us, and they gave us just that on Wednesday, a morsel. The newly acquired Microsoft studio posted episode 2 of their behind-the-scenes documentary series titled Into the Starfield. In the video, studio head Todd Howard speaks with team leads about the simulation aspects of BGS's games, going back to their hardcore RPG roots, and putting the player out there in a universe with interesting factions, rival motivations, and letting them carve their own path. We got to see a lot of awesome concept art showcasing the different factions, and we also got our first in-engine glimpse at a companion robot.
Hello, Captain. How may I be of assistance?
Head on over to YouTube for the full video if you want all the intergalactic details. Today is March 18th, which means that Wave 1 of the Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Pass is out now. Wave 1 includes 2 cups featuring 4 tracks each. The Golden Dash Cup includes Paris Promenade, Toad Circuit, Choco Mountain, and Coconut Mall. The Lucky Cat Cup will include Tokyo Blur, Shroom Ridge, Sky Garden, and Ninja Hideaway. As a reminder, the Booster Course Pass will set you back $25 or is packed in at no extra cost for Nintendo Online Plus Expansion Pass subscribers. And finally, a grab bag of news items. First up, Supermassive Games and 2K have announced a brand new horror game titled The Quarry. Supermassive, known for Until Dawn and the Dark Pictures anthology, have partnered with yet another publisher to see one of their visions come true. The game features some well-known Hollywood actors including David Arquette, Detective Pikachu's Justin Smith, and Lance Henriksen, who played Bishop in James Cameron's 1986 classic Aliens. The game is set to release for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC on June 10th. Microsoft held another edition of their ID at Xbox Twitch stream, where they showcase some of the best new independent games coming to the platform. Highlights include WrestleQuest, which is the retro-style pixel art wrestling RPG you never knew you wanted. Interactive movie trilogy Immortality, which appears to be an interesting new blend of cinema and games, and fresh new looks at both Shredders and Trek to Yomi. Overall, it was a nice smattering of games, but hopefully Microsoft can find a format that doesn't include Twitch hosts pretending to be excited.
I dig it.
Yes, I'm into it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And yesterday, Sony dedicated an entire state of play to the upcoming Hogwarts Legacy from Warner Bros. And Avalanche. In the 20-minute video, fans got a fantastic look at what they can expect from the open-world action RPG. The developers detailed everything from your professors and classrooms, the mysterious halls of Hogwarts itself, and the massive open world that lies beyond. While we didn't get a full-on release date, we'll have to be content with the ambiguous Holiday 2022 that came at the end of the presentation. Hogwarts Legacy will be hitting not just PlayStation, but Xbox and PC as well when it launches. Alright guys, that's it for this edition of the Dear Listeners Newsroom. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw here today, hit that like button below, subscribe to the TRG YouTube channel. Guys, you can find me over on Twitter at Doug's Vest. You can follow the Reformed Gamers at TRG Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the news, and we'll see you next week.